Hello everyone, 𝗪𝗿 here from 𝗪𝗵𝗶𝗴. Our viewers will notice that in my last couple of videos, I've been talking about architecture modernization and how it's not always about moving from a legacy monolith to microservices. I've spoken about legacy code, I've spoken about its main properties, and I've spoken about tight coupling. Now, why am I talking about all of these topics? It's because we have been noticing a trend for a couple of years now. Software professionals think that the only option to improve a software's quality attributes is by moving from its legacy monolithic architecture to microservice architecture. And this is totally wrong. Now, the main reason why you would want to consider improving or modernizing the structure of your software is that its cost of change has become very high and has started to impact its quality attributes, especially the main ones: extensibility, maintainability, manageability, scalability, performance, security, interoperability, and others. Now, while microservices do promise improving a lot of these quality attributes, they come at a cost. And sometimes the cost-benefit analysis doesn't justify going to microservice architecture. And it's a complicated architecture, perhaps even complex. So I've been trying, even in my LinkedIn posts, trying to tell people that you have many other options other than going to microservice architecture for improving your software structure and improving its quality attributes, and thus making its cost of change low. In his book, Working Effectively with Legacy Code, Michael Feathers presents an algorithm to approach legacy code. This algorithm goes as follows. It has 5 steps, and the steps go as follows: identify change points, find test points, break dependencies, write tests, and last but not least, make changes and refactor. Now, people will notice that the 4th and 5th step is basically the TDD cycle. Yes, Michael Feathers is trying to promote TDD. Why? Because Michael Feathers thinks that legacy code is simply code without tests. So when you write tests, make the changes and refactor, this is basically the red-green refactor cycle. Now, why did Michael Feathers say identify change points and find test points? Those sound too trivial. Take care that legacy code is code that is hard to change. And so these first 2 steps are going to be time consuming with legacy code. And Michael Feathers wants to let you notice that. And notice the improvement in every cycle of this algorithm. That finding the change points and finding the test points eventually becomes much more easier and much more quicker. In the 3rd step, he says break the dependencies. Any change point is going to have collaborators or dependencies. And because it is legacy code, the degree of interdependence is going to be very high. It's going to be tightly coupled code. So when he says that we want to break the dependencies, we're trying to reduce the coupling of the code. And sometimes these dependencies make the tests harder. You're not able to test the code very easily with these dependencies. So you need to break the dependencies first by using principles and patterns and techniques such as extract and override, for example. And there's one more point which I think I didn't mention in the Arabic video, and that is, why did 𝗪cie_𝗶𝗴 say break the dependencies before writing the tests? Because sometimes you're not able to test the code until you first do some refactoring or tidying. Then the code becomes testable, and then you write the tests. But take care of something. You do just enough refactoring to make the code testable, and then you do a red-green refactor cycle with TDD. So here you have it. This is the algorithm for dealing with legacy code. I hope you found this useful, and it's not always about going to microservice architecture. You can improve the architecture or the structure of your code or software using many other techniques rather than going from one architectural style to the other. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you, and I'll see you in a coming video.